Have you ever seen Yvette's night shift turn into a full-blown murder mystery? Episode 5 of High Potential starts with exactly that. Yvette walks into the clinic and finds the doctor dead, with the word murder printed out on a piece of paper. From that moment, you just know things are about to get intense. Morgan and the team arrive the next day, and right when Karadec is about to wash his hands, Morgan stops him just in time, shooting a tranquilizer dart to save his life. That was funny. I love these two together. Morgan figures out that the victim had an allergic reaction on her hands, and there's a paper towel nearby. Since the vet keeps exotic animals, Morgan notices a poisonous dart frog is missing. And get this, the frog was hiding in the soap dispenser. The doctor got paralyzed while drying her hands, but she still managed to hit the print button and send out a note that said murder. Honestly, how brave was that? They even find the dead frog inside the dispenser. It's tragic but impressive at the same time. Morgan and Karadec then go to see Bethany, who was the one that reported Monica, the doctor, as missing. Bethany doesn't seem to know much, but her son mentioned seeing a man yelling at Monica recently. That man turns out to be her ex-boyfriend, Shane, who went to jail for armed robbery back when Monica was just 16. They bring Shane in, but he's got an ankle monitor and a solid alibi, so they let him go. Meanwhile, Morgan comes across what looks like birth control pills in Ava's room, but Karadec convinces her to wait before talking to Ava about it. Later, they track down one of Monica's online haters. This guy says Monica burned his pet spider, claiming it was infected, and he's definitely holding a grudge. He even admits to threatening her at her Hollywood place. Morgan remembers seeing a Hollywood address on a food delivery receipt in Monica's trash, so they head over there. And what do they find? Even more exotic animals. Turns out Monica was trafficking them illegally too. In the office, Morgan finds a picture of Bethany and her son, and there's also evidence that Monica was desperate for money. They talk to the realtor, and it turns out Monica was trying to buy a house for someone special. And then comes the big twist. Monica was in love with Bethany and wanted to buy a house for her, even though Bethany had a husband and a son. Bethany admits that her husband, Nathan, knew she was planning to leave him for Monica. Nathan is brought in for questioning, and they find a frog book with a coffee stain on the page about poisonous dart frogs. He confesses to the crime, but Morgan feels like something is off. She later finds Shane at the beach working as a fitness instructor and notices his ear dimples, the same as Bethany's son. That's when it hits. Bethany's son is actually Shane and Monica's biological child. The detail about the ear dimples was such a great touch. It's one of those moments that reminds you this show is more than just a procedural. Morgan realizes that Bethany found out the truth about Monica and Gavin, her adopted son. Bethany realized Monica wanted Gavin in her life more than anyone else, and in a fit of rage, she killed Monica. Nathan had confessed to protect Gavin, thinking he was doing the right thing. He's later released, and we get this really touching moment where Monica's mom finds out Gavin is her grandson. On the personal side, I loved how they wrapped up Morgan finally talking to Ava about those pills. It turns out Ava was just taking them to help with acne. It was a really sweet and honest moment after all the chaos of this episode. Those small, real moments are what make this show stand out for me. This episode was a roller coaster of emotions. Mystery, heartbreak, and those shocking twists. It's hands down one of my favorite episodes so far. I can't wait to see where they take it next.